You're now listening to I Signed a Marriage Contract with My Ex's Billionaire Boss. Episode 1. Before the story begins, let me introduce you to the hearts that will make this journey unforgettable. Every character has a past, a desire, and a role to play in what's coming next. Emma didn't plan on being humiliated. She didn't plan on betrayal. And she definitely didn't plan on meeting him. But heartbreak has a twisted way of leading you straight into fire. And this fire wears a tailored suit, speaks in ultimatums, and knows exactly how to destroy the man who broke her. A fake engagement turns into real passion in this sizzling romance. Love, lies, and betrayal collide in this gripping romance. After being cheated on, Emma seeks revenge by pretending to be engaged to Liam, a powerful CEO. But as real feelings develop, they must confront the secrets and lies that threaten to destroy their love. Emma Carter. Ambitious, witty, and stubborn, Emma has a tough exterior hiding a hopeful romantic. Her impulsive behavior is a mix of wounded pride and defiance. But it becomes the spark for a transformation, teaching her to trust and open up again. Liam Stone. A powerful CEO with a mysterious air. Liam is charming yet reserved, protecting himself behind a confident, sometimes aloof exterior. Wealthy but craving connection. He's initially intrigued by Emma's spirit but quickly finds himself drawn to her warmth and honesty. Ryan Matthews. Ryan is a self-centered, ambitious man, but his lack of loyalty is ultimately his downfall. His insecurity flares when he sees Emma moving on with his boss, leading to desperate actions that reveal his true colors. Dear listeners, other characters will be introduced in the audiobook as IT progresses. Emma's POV. I strode into the company where Ryan worked. I had mixed feelings of both happiness and anxiety, because today I was going to take the first approach, propose to my boyfriend. I glanced at the small velvet case clutched in my hand as I approached the receptionist. How can I help you? She asked. I'm here for Ryan Matthews. I replied politely. The receptionist gave me directions to Ryan's office. I have never been to his office before. He always discouraged me from visiting him on the grounds that his work was important and my presence might get him fired. But today I had a plan. If my presence in his position was a problem, I was prepared to offer him options. Options better than his current job. I had arrived at Ryan's office, and now I stood outside his door. My heart drummed inside my chest in growing anticipation, strong and electric. All was mapped in detail, from the surprise right down to which words would be said. Or most of all, his reaction when he realizes that I am the right person he needs to spend his life with. After all, I had really come a long way with Ryan, and it had been over the years since we started this relationship. He always assured me that I would be the woman he would spend the rest of his life with, and I could not wait for it. Yes, I was richer than him. He was just starting his company while I was born into wealth, and that is why I decided to take that to my advantage and propose to him, instead of waiting for him. I just cannot believe that after all these years, after all the love and care I had showered on him, we would finally be together. I could remember when I first met Ryan. He was still an intern in my father's company, and I took good care of him. I recalled how I had turned his life around when we met. This was where it was leading to, and I could not be happier to do this. I took a deep breath and, with deliberation, I pushed open the office door, ready to change our lives forever. But it wasn't my life that changed. Ryan was standing in the middle of the room, his arms firmly wrapped around his assistant's waist, his lips locked into hers, kissing her so passionately that it sucked the air from my lungs. For a moment I couldn't move. couldn't speak, and they were ignorant of my presence in the room. The velvet box in my hand suddenly felt like some kind of cruel joke, a weight pressing down on me as if the walls were closing in. His assistant's gaze locked on mine. She paused while kissing Ryan. The shock in her eyes seemed like she was scared and dead guilty. But as for Ryan, he turned towards me but barely showed the decency to look guilty. Ryan pulled away from her slowly, smoothing over his tie with an infuriating calmness. His dark eyes met mine, and instead of the remorse I was expecting, there was only mild annoyance. "You should have knocked," he said, as if I were the one at fault. "And why are you even here? I thought I told you never to come to my workplace." I blinked, my fingers tightening around the engagement ring. My vision blurred, but I refused to let the tears fall. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction. I gritted my teeth. "You bastard. Is that what you have to say? After I caught you fooling around with your assistant. And so what if you caught me?" He snapped. "You are going to regret this, Ryan." Without a word, I spun on my heel and marched out of his office, my heels clicking sharply against the marble floor. Rage boiled inside me, drowning out the heartbreak clawing at my chest. I was done. Done with him. Done with wasting my time on someone who clearly didn't value me. I stormed into the lobby, yanking the ring from the box and glaring at the sparkling diamond as if it had betrayed me too. It was pretty unbelievable that I'd ever thought Ryan was the one I planned on spending my life with. I couldn't believe he was sneaking around behind my back the whole time. I needed to do something, anything to take back control, to erase him from my life and make sure he knew exactly what he was losing. And then I saw him, tall, impossibly handsome, and clad in a tailored navy suit that screamed money and influence. He was standing in the elevator, checking his watch with an ease that spoke of casual grace, and caused my heart to flutter. I didn't give myself a second thought as I strode towards him, right into the elevator at that perfect second when the doors were closing. His bright blue ocean eyes shot to mine in surprise, and in one smooth motion, I grasped his hand and pushed the engagement ring onto his finger. "Congratulations," I said with all the sarcasm possible. "You're my fiancé now." He blinked, staring at the ring, then at me, and to my utter shock, a slow, amused smile curved his lips. "Is that so?" he drawled, his voice rich and deep. I crossed my arms, tilting my chin defiant. "It's been a long time coming." He watched me for a moment, his eyes glinting with curiosity and something else. Something dangerously close to intrigue. "Well then," he said, flexing his fingers as if testing the weight of the ring. "I suppose I should say yes." My lips parted slightly, caught off guard by how easily he played along. Before I could answer, the elevator doors opened, and Ryan was standing there. "Emma, we have to talk," he said. His gaze darted to the stranger beside me, and I saw the exact moment the realization hit him. I quickly looped my arm through the stranger's arm as I glanced at him for a moment, hoping he'd play along. "We have nothing to talk about, Ryan. This is my fiancé now." Ryan's brows furrowed in shock. "Emma," he stammered, his eyes wide with incredulity. Then suddenly he chuckled, making my blood boil right where I stood. "What the hell is this? How's it possible that you're suddenly engaged to my boss?" I was shocked, gazing back at the stranger. His boss? I immediately tried to let go of his arm, but he stopped me, tightening my arm around his, then gazed at me with such calmness in those blue eyes. "That's right," the stranger said sweetly. "We're engaged. And I don't think you should have a problem with whom your boss is engaged to. Should you?" Ryan shook his head slightly. As much as I enjoyed the way his jaw clenched in disbelief, I was also shocked at the way this whole drama I started was turning out to be. "Shall we, fiancé?" I looked up at the tall stranger, his smile sincere and bright. I gave a curt nod, and just like that, I stepped out of the elevator, the stranger by my side. We left Ryan speechless in our wake. The story continues in episode 2.